Yeah,
she is.
yes, he
We have
is.
a 7:30 hearing, and it is 7:31.
Okay. I'm debating whether to go do something else or listen, but I'm going to go do something else. But
Okay.
Not a big deal.
thank you, everybody. Appreciate it.
You're welcome, Mary.
All right.
See
Thanks,
y'all.
Mary.
Jack, can you
Hello.
do good evening?
Good evening.
Okay, we have Jack Maloney for Mark Adams,
Right.
263 West Street. You're on.
Can I share my screen, Susan?
Of course you can.
If you know how to do that, or I can share. Let's see. Ooh,
There you go.
He's bringing it up.
How's that?
smart.
It's
man.
looking better. I haven't got it yet, but it's looking good.
I had your drawings sitting in the background, just in case.
Just in case. Can everybody see that already, Bob?
It hasn't come up on mine yet, Jack.
Okay, we may have to
Try my way.
yeah, because I've the last couple of meetings, some of my drawings haven't been I like to bring up the CAD program because you can see it in colors, but it has some issues.
Okay.
So.
Yeah.
All
Says
right.
Gillis and Roy, Civil Engineers. You got your name up there. You guys.
All right. Yeah, if you could do that, that'd be great. So there it is. I'm here on behalf of Mark Adams, 263 West Street, Berlin. This is the old Flat Penny restaurant, which he now owns. This plan had been in front of you a number of years ago with another local engineer that was approved back then, but was never installed. I want to say, Bill, probably what, 12 years ago?
At least, yes.
Yeah. So when Mark came to us, we basically took the previous engineer's design for the leach field and added a little bit more technology because the technology and the permitting through DEP has changed. So what is currently there, and you can't really see it, is behind the building where that little set of stairs is. There's a grease tank back there. There's a septic tank back there. And then there's also a leach field. And I believe it extends onto the neighbor's property to the west, basically where it says proposed 8,000 gallon septic tank, 2 compartment is where the leach field is. So it's kind of half on our property, half off the property.
Hey.
So what we're doing is we're proposing a 3,500 gallon grease trap. Then it's going to go into the 8,000 gallon 2 compartment septic tank. And then from there, it goes into an 8,000 gallon Star 9.0 processor tank, which is basically a commercial microfast tank. And then from there, it'll go into a secondary microfast tank, same size. And then from there, it'll go on to the pump chamber. And then the leach field is pressure dose, which is underneath the parking lot. If everything goes as planned, that whole site is going to look exactly the way it is based on the elevations that we have. And obviously with some local upgrade approvals, but we're actually reducing the amount of seats, I think by 7 or 8 seats compared to what it's actually permitted for or has been permitted for in the past. And that has to do with the septic system sizing. As you can see in the top left where the line says P1, just above that, you can see a circular arc. That is the offset. I believe it's around 141 feet to the public water supply, which is located 2 doors up. So the 2 houses that are to the left of this and the Flat Penny are all on the same well. It is a public water supply, which Mark has started the process of re-upping with the state. So with all that being said, we are packing this whole site with septic tanks and pre-treatment tanks and everything else under the sun. The one thing I do want to show you is the two 8,000 gallon processing tanks. They both have recirculating pumps. The first tank that you come to has 2 pumps.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think if you go into that, Susan, you're going to have to zoom out just a little bit.
She's doing good. She's bringing them up. Yep.
There you go. So Susan's into the second sheet. Basically, that's the cross section and the top view of the manufacturer's grease tank. Down below it should be the cross section of the septic tank. Right. If you go to the third page, it will be the processing tanks, which are set up. Like I said, the first one has a set of 2 recirculating pumps that will take some of that effluent that enters into that tank and send it all the way back to the initial septic tank for nitrogen reduction. The secondary tank that it goes through actually has 3 pumps in it that will pump back to the initial septic tank for an additional nitrogen reduction before it ends up in the 3,500 gallon pump chamber at the end of the line. So
now, Jack, excuse me, are the grease tanks and the septic integrated somehow?
No, they're 2 separate tanks.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. Yep. No problem. Yeah.
So the kitchen waste, Bob, will come out of the kitchen and into the grease tank, and then the bathroom flow will come out of the building and into the septic tank. So,
yes. Okay.
And both of those tanks, we've kind of doubled up on the tank compartments, just because this is such a small site and is going to be a fairly expensive septic system. We figured we'd better put belts and suspenders on these guys and protect it as best we can.
No, it looks excellent. And you still have to pump the grease and all that, like
oh yeah, said, right? that stays. Yeah. So the grease tank, I believe the regulations are 25% solid capacity over the entire tank, or every 90 days. So in a restaurant this size, I'm not sure what the grease flow would be coming out of it. Obviously, every restaurant's a little bit different on what they send through the washing machines and stuff, and if they do paper plates versus regular plates and dishwashing and utensils and all that. So that could make a huge difference if it's a lot of throwaway stuff versus a lot of wash stuff.
Well, basically, you're decreasing some seating.
We are decreasing.
Tanks, upgrading tanks, doubling the tanks actually, and then you're actually doing a fast treatment, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
What is the seating being reduced to?
Susan, if you could go back to the first page.
Looks like 67.
67, it's down from,
I think they used to be, what, 75 maybe?
75, I believe. You're right, Bill.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. So I've got a bunch of local variances and local upgrade approvals. Do you want me to read through each one of them?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes?
Yes.
Okay, local variances, 3N, reserve area. Reserve area to be at least equal capacity of the primary area. We have provided no reserve area on this. It is a upgrade, and virtually we're using every inch of land possible. 4B, deep test holes, groundwater testing to be performed between March 1st and April 30th. We have provided soil morphology as per Title V, Section 15-100 through 103. Bill will concur with this, but there was also another engineer. We used his original test hole, which is up in that section of AB that you can see at the bottom right. And then I did a secondary test hole last year down in the lower section. So we had at least both ends of the system covered with test holes. Percolation test. 2 perk tests in primary area required. We have provided 1 due to, you know, having to pull up pavement and stuff like that. You know, eventually pavement's going to be pulled up. Hydraulic overloading, section 4E, the maximum amount of sewage effluent that may be discharged is 440 gallons per day per acre. Right now it's provided at 2345 over 0.22 acres. Again, this is a pre-existing facility that we have here.
Over how many acres, Jack?
Just under a quarter acre, 0.22 acres.
0.22, okay. Yeah.
Yep. Also under hydraulic sorry, go ahead.
I'm sorry, but pre-existing, correct?
Correct.
Yeah, okay.
Also under hydraulic overloading, the minimum distance between septic system servicing separate facilities shall be 100 feet. I know the regulations have just recently changed, but we've provided 92 feet from the septic system that's across the street at the package store. And if you look about the left side, you can see the arrow. So even with the new regulations in place, we are still 97 feet between the edge of our system to the edge of their system.
Nice.
For F distances, the reduction system location setback from a property line, we have provided 5 feet for the system, and the tank components are about 1.5 feet off the property line on the west side where those tanks are, and on the eastern side by the railroad tracks in the back there, those are about 1.5 feet off. Again, we're limited on space and what we have.
Right.
Reduction of system location setbacks from a cellar wall, 10 foot for a slab. We have provided 7 feet for the system, and the tank components, the closest one is about 3 feet. Reduction of system location setbacks from a water supply line, 10 feet, and we have provided 5.4. If you look between the 2 processor tanks, there is a grayed out line. That would be the proposed sleeve that we'd install, covering that water line to protect it.
Yeah.
That's because it's crossing the line between the 2 processor tanks. 5C, depth to maximum groundwater. No leaching facility shall be constructed in areas where the maximum groundwater elevation is less than 5 feet below the bottom of the facility. We have provided a 3-foot groundwater offset. This is the same variance that the previous engineer had asked for to not fiddle with the parking lot and the grading and be able to get a system of size in here, which I believe was also approved back during the original. Local upgrade approvals, 154051A, reduction of system location setbacks from property lines. Again, we have the septic system 5 feet, tank components 1.5 feet. 4051B, reduction of system location setbacks to a cellar wall, 10 feet. To a slab, we provided 7 feet and 3 feet for the system and for the tank components. 4051G, system location setbacks from a water supply line, 10 feet. We have provided 5.4 as stated in regulations above. And 4051H, the approving authority may reduce the required 4-foot offset separation between the bottom of the septic system and the estimated seasonal high water table to 3 feet in soils where a perk rate of greater than 2 minutes per inch is found, provided we have a 3-foot groundwater offset.
Okay.
So we're asking for a...
And that will be sleeved, you said, on the prior one, the one.
The water line?
That, right?
The water line will be sleeved, yes.
Okay, all right, thank you. Okay. Billy?
I provided Bill with a letter from the Microfast/Star people. I don't know if it was this morning or yesterday, but I have given that to him. Mark also has entered into a operation and maintenance program with the J&R Engineered Products and Microfast people for the maintenance of the two units that we have going in the ground. So those will be on I think it's a quarterly inspection. And also there'll be sampling taken too, to make sure that they're hitting their marks with the nitrates and phosphates and all that.
So Jack, the system will be checked regularly, correct? And
Correct.
The grease trap thing is already regulated, correct? I mean, you have to pump it, so or whatever it comes up, it's got to be pumped, correct?
Yeah, 25% solid capacity of the entire tank, or every 90 days, whichever comes first.
Oh, okay. I didn't.
And I believe in Title V, I think it's, if you can correct me if I'm wrong, Bill, but I think the owner operator also has to inspect that visually every 90 days as well, or is that?
Yeah, I forget the time period exactly, but it is, it's at least quarterly, but probably more often than that. Well, that would be 90 days. Yeah.
Maybe it's monthly. I think it may be monthly, but yeah.
Yeah. And we get all that stuff what Billy does, correct? Or right?
I'm not sure about the monthly inspections. I think that's just more of a visual to make sure that somebody's looking at it.
Oh yeah,
but definitely, I mean, if there's grease tank pumping involved, I'm not sure what Berlin's regulations are. I know other towns require that slips go to them, just to verify where they're dumping it and how often they're pumping it. So
yeah, any pump out septic tank or grease trap, we get the records. Yep.
Okay. Yep.
Okay. Okay. I'm okay. I don't know about Bill. You have any questions?
Well, yeah, I think the variances, I don't want to say a straightforward, but in an upgrade like this, they are what's needed. Again, working with that existing site. So, I don't think there's an issue with the variances. There's just, we brought DEP into this review, and I don't think we've really got a final word, Jack, on the review of the treatment system. And I had actually wanted them to comment on the impervious barrier that's proposed within the leach area to allow it to step down. So, I might need to email Dave to see where he stands on that, just to see what type of approval, if any, are needed.
What I didn't talk about in my presentation, and Bill just brought up, is I guess I touched on it at the beginning, the field design, the leach field design that's out in the front of that parking lot is based on the design that was approved by the board in DEP a number of years ago, that in order to get the square footage we need, we can't put trenches in there because the trenches, or even a Presby system, the height requirements for those systems becomes too great. That whole site will be end up, being raised. The parking lot gets wiped out. So the previous engineer came across this type of design where it's basically, and you'll see it on that design, it's broken into sections A, B, C, D, E, and F maybe, that every section is stepped like a half a foot down. And in order for us to maintain the height between the two, we had to install, or propose to install, a 40 mil poly barrier. So in actual, those sections would be like small individual leach fields at different heights. I think, I think they're stepped by half a foot in each section, but it's one contiguous field. It's all going to be stone, but each separation is done with that poly barrier.
Okay. And it is a Presby that you're going for, Jack, or no?
No, this is a traditional stone and pipe leach field.
Oh, no kidding. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, we couldn't use, we looked at all sorts of alternatives. The latest and greatest that everybody seems to be using are these geo mats, because it's only like a 2-inch profile, but you can't park over them. They need to breathe. They need to breathe through the top and pavement and all that stuff. They're very delicate systems. So, basically we've gone to the stone and pipe and left it at that.
To keep the height down. Yep.
Correct.
Yep. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, so that was one item. The other is the Board of Health's reg does require peer review on any design over 2,000 gallons a day, and I don't think that has been discussed at this point.
No, and what I would like to do, and I didn't put it in my letter, but I'm on behalf of my client, I'd like to ask for a waiver from that. We've had some costs come in. I mean, the cost of this system is going to be, I think just for those 2 tanks alone are going to be like $85,000 to $90,000 just for the installation and put them online. Never mind the rest of the excavation work that's going to happen. So when Bill had sent this to DEP and DEP is going to look at it, I thought it would be a good idea just to bring it up and see if that could be waived, because we're looking at another anywhere from $1,000 to $1,800 to have it peer reviewed by a local engineer.
Well, I'll speak for myself on that. Considering the cost estimates for the rest of the system, even if $2,000 for a peer review, for a system this detailed, this complicated, it seems like very short money to gain a little additional assurance that this is a system that will work as designed and will work for some period of time. I personally would not be in favor of waiving the peer review with all things considered. Any comment from other board members, please?
Myself, this is my opinion, where it's being reviewed every month and everything is being looked at, and it's a total upgrade from what we have. You know what I mean? It's pretty much a total upgrade. So we're doing the best we can for it is. I don't know. I would waive it. That's my opinion.
Well, it's not being reviewed. What's being reviewed once it's in place is the operation. We want to make sure that the plan, the design is going to do what it says. And that's what a peer review is about. It's not about after it's in the ground, Bobby.
I understand that.
Well, that isn't what you said. So I just want to clear that. That's all. Sue, do you have any thoughts?
We would catch it.
I think it's a lot of money to invest in a septic system. I think peer reviews definitely couldn't hurt, because you don't want to make a costly mistake.
There's a lot of money going into the ground here, and it seems to me the prudent path is to just get some additional assurance, and it's short money relative to the cost of the entire project.
Okay, I just had to ask the question. So
sure, no problem.
Well, I was thinking expediency of the project myself, and if it isn't that big a deal, it may be whatever. That was just.
Hey, Jack, one question.
Yes.
The 3-foot groundwater offset, is that applied after the mounding calculations where it's over 2,000 gallons a day?
I believe so.
Because I haven't finished my review yet. I don't know if that groundwater mounding analysis came in with the initial submission.
All right, I'll make sure that you get those.
Thank you.
Yep. Just to let the board know, Conservation did approve this plan at their last hearing. So
very good.
Okay.
So we're waiting on DEP weigh-in, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, I'll have to maybe email Dave to see if I can get a response. Because again,
and how long does something like that take?
Well, Jack can probably comment better than I, but initially their response was almost immediate. But since the redesign went in, I'm not sure we've heard a thing.
Yeah, we had a different type of treatment system in here I used another consultant at the beginning of this, and I was given some bad information, and DEP within minutes had kind of picked it apart, and I changed it within a day or so, sent it back out to not only David Boyer, but to Mary Beth Chubb in Boston, and it's been crickets since. So, and that was about 3 weeks ago, Bill, I believe.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. So in regards to tonight, I'm assuming that we're going to continue the hearing until we hear from DEP and also from peer review.
I think that would make the most sense. And that way it doesn't, you know, it is a couple of weeks of time.
So excuse me, is peer review done through DEP, or is this a outside consulting?
It would be an outside consultant, Bob.
Okay, all right. See, that's the issue. All right, thank you. I'd rather hear from DEP.
Paul, would you like to weigh in?
Well, certainly we need to hear from DEP, and as far as I'm concerned, peer review stays in place. That needs to happen, and we can move forward with this. From what my limited engineering knowledge, it's certainly a well thought out plan. It's complicated, and I think it's viable. I don't have a problem with any of the variances. I would just like a little more assurance that it's going to operate as proposed.
Okay.
So should we need to make a motion to...
Well, we need to make a motion to continue this hearing until we get the results from DEP and a peer review.
Okay. Bob, would you like to second that motion?
I'll second that motion. Yeah, if you're making one, so I'll second it. Yep, move it forward. Yep.
Okay, all in favor?
All in favor? Aye.
Bobby?
Aye.
Myself, aye.
Okay, just a procedural question. If Bill gives DEP a ping in regards to that, I will get on somebody's, we've got 3 quotes for peer review from 3 local engineers. I will see what their turnaround time is in regards to that. And are we going to be floating on the next agenda, or how do we want to work that?
I think in the past, when we've continued a hearing, we've given it a date and a time. And if it's not ready at that time, at that meeting, we then bump it again. So we would probably,
okay. Yep.
I don't know if the board wants to go.
I have no problem, scheduling a continuance until the next meeting, June 21st. If everything falls in place, terrific. If not, we just bump it from there. But I don't want to necessarily push it out a month from now just to give more time. I'm hopeful that DEP and a peer review can be done quickly.
Okay. All right. So 6:21, 7:30 again.
I'm going to have to give you 8:15, Jack, because I've already got 3 other hearings to schedule that I've already tentatively given times to.
That's fine.
Okay.
All right. Thank you very much, everybody. Have a good night.
You too.
Well,
You do.
All righty.
Yes, sir.
All right. Next we have Corey McKay. Corey, can you unmute?
Okay.
Good evening. I believe Steve Sears is in the waiting room as an attendee. He dialed in as well.
Well, we will allow him to talk. How's that?
Sorry for the delay, Corey, but that was a rather complicated situation.
Yeah.
All good. All good. Steve, are you on the line?
Yes, I am. Can you hear me?
We can hear you, Steve.
Okay, I'm here.
Hi,
So,
Steve.
Sue, I think we're going to rely on you to share the screen with the plan.
Okay, hold on, guys.
And this is what number, Highland? I forget.
Pretty high.
40.
40.
40. There you go. Got it.
And that is from, oh, what's her name? Steve, who's
Pam.
your?
Oh, Pam Taylor.
Oh, Pam Taylor, thank you.
Okay.
I remember seeing her drawings.
He has the capability of sending that stuff. I'm a little old-fashioned over my head.
So don't date yourself, Steve.
Yeah, we all are, Stephen.
I'm gonna have to, I get so many, they get lost sometimes. But I know I saw it.
Yeah, I actually think she just out of courtesy, I think she sent it a couple times to make sure you had it.
She did.
Yes.
All right, let's open it up. And am I sharing? All right, now I have to go to Zoom and share that screen. Let's try that one, share.
Perfect, we can see it on our end.
Oh.
Yeah, sheet 2 will show you the plan view.
How's that?
Yep. So, Steve, I don't know if you want to go through those variances one by one.
Sure. Yeah. Let me give you a little background there. It's an existing house built in 1963. Actually, it's the house I grew up in. And it's got a failing system. This is actually will be the third system installed there. The original was put in 63. The next one, I believe, was put in 1978 when it was sold again. And now Jeff Sands owns the house. He's selling it to Corey McKay, who lives down on Walnut Street. Existing 4-bedroom house. And we designed a Presby system here because stone and pipe, traditional stone and pipe system would not fit. The grading continued down the hill for quite a distance. I can't tell you how much further than what you're looking at now, but it was a humongous fill system. So we went with the Presby system, which meets Title V. And I'll run through the variances quickly. The letter that I sent you folks on dated May 26th, the first variance request, number 3-K, clean granular fill. I don't believe we need that one in there. I added that when I was in the process of designing the plan because I thought we had to put a 5-foot stripped area around the Presby system, but Title V did away with that, and now they only require the 1 foot of fill, clean fill around the Presby systems. So that one is gone.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay. The next variance is regulation 3-N, reserve area not shown. We have regulation 4-B, groundwater determination to be done between March 1st and April 30th. We did it by soil morphology on May 12th. The regulation 4-D, 2 perk tests required in the primary leaching facility. We performed the one that meets Title V. Regulation 4F, proposed septic tank and pump chamber to be 100 feet from existing well. They are 65 feet from the existing well, which also meets Title V. Regulation 4F, proposed tank and pump chamber to be 25 feet off the dwelling with a cellar wall, and we show it to be 18 feet, which meets Title V. And the last one is the regulation 5-C, groundwater offset from the bottom of the leach field to be 5 feet, and we've shown it to be 4 feet, which meets Title V. And that's it for the variances.
All right.
Okay.
Bill, do you have any comments?
No, again, these are common requests for upgrades. Again, replacing a failed system. So I have no issues with the variances being requested, and the design does meet Title V fully.
And we did ascertain, I know Steve said it was always a 4-bedroom. We double checked with assessors and so forth. So
yeah, and also I probably should have given this to Sue to share, but we have a room layout sketch. So just to run through it quickly, first floor, 4 rooms: living room, dining room, bedroom, and kitchen. So 4 rooms, first floor. 4 rooms, second floor, bedroom 1, 2, and 3, and an office. So that's 8 rooms total, with a existing room in the basement. So by Title V's equation, a 9-room home would be considered a 4-bedroom. So it all lines up. And I think Steve is probably our best reference, where he lived there and can attest that the house hasn't changed since he was there, and it was a 4-bedroom when it was built.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. In fact, I was very privileged to have the homeowner walk us through after we got done with the perk test, just to give us a tour of what it looks like now after being there. I moved out in 1971, so it was quite a treat for me.
Wow.
Yeah.
And not only that, Steve was able to share, and his brother was able to share original photos from construction to us. So that is some of the home buyers have photos from 1963.
Well, anybody have any other questions?
No, I'd be looking for a motion.
I'd like
I'll
to
make a
motion
Go ahead, Sue.
to approve all the requested variances.
I'll second that motion, Susan.
Okay, we'll do a roll call. All in favor? Sue?
Aye.
Bobby?
Aye.
Paul? Aye as well. Motion is granted. Variances are granted, and Corey can move on with things.
Good luck.
Have you lined up a septic installer?
Thank you very much, everyone. Yes, we have. Paul Wheeler will be installing the system.
Okay, good.
Keeping it local.
You can give him a call pretty quick.
Yep. Thank you, everyone. And my only question was for Bill. I know everyone knows this is of time essence, and I know you're busy. So as soon as we can get that sign off, the bank is looking for that. We're looking to close next Monday, and they're looking for the documents at some point tomorrow, if possible, so we can move forward.
My hope would be to have them emailed from the Lancaster Board of Health office tomorrow morning, where I start my day.
Okay.
Pretty sure I have your email.
I'll shoot you a note as well, just to keep it at the top of your inbox.
Yeah. But just if you I think you have my cell, but my office number tomorrow is real simple. It's 978-368-4000. But again, I've got a note to email this to you when I get into the office tomorrow morning.
Okay, thank you very much.
It'll be coming from D. Dennis at lancasterma.net, just so you recognize where it's coming from.
Okay, sounds good.
All right.
Great. I want to thank everybody for their time, and hopefully we can get back to regular meetings soon and in person. I enjoy that more because I can see everybody.
You just want to come back to Berlin, Stephen.
Oh, that's true. That's true. But thanks again. Appreciate it.
Okay.
I appreciate all your time.
Thanks, Steve.
Steve.
Good night.
Have a good night.
Okay, that brings us down to scheduling some variance hearings.
Yeah, we have 3 that would like to be on next meeting. They're ready to roll with their abutters. They're ready to roll with their newspapers. So even though I've stressed to them, they have a very short window. They would like these scheduled for the 21st.
Okay.
So I have 24 Amos Wheeler Road for Mark Rhodes. New house, variance, sewer line length over 400 feet. And it's just really a function of where he wants the home versus where the soil testing panned out for the septic system. So this will be the second home up off of Highland Street near Duncan Baums. So I tentatively have given him the 21st at 7:30.
Okay.
And I'll create the hearing notices if the board is okay with that.
Yep.
We are.
And then the next is an upgrade for 88 Pleasant Street. And I had tentatively give them to 21st at 7:45.
Okay.
And then lastly, I've got an upgrade at 32 West Street, and I've scheduled that tentatively for 8 p.m.
8 o'clock. Pretty straightforward, Billy, all of them?
Well, 88 and 32 West are upgrades, so they have a pretty standard list, the perk test, the deep holes, the distances, offsets, things like that. Nothing as complex as 263 West Street, but pretty straightforward. Both will be Presby beds, you know, what we're used to seeing on upgrades.
You mean 263 Highland?
Yes.
No, 263 West.
What's that one, Billy?
That's the Flat Penny restaurant.
Oh yeah, excuse me, I forgot. We got yes.
So that's tentatively 8:15. Again, we'll if we don't have what we need, we would open and continue the hearing to a future date. Which this might be a good time to tell the board that I will not be available for the July 5th meeting. I'm gonna be in Maine.
Okay.
But you'll be for the next one, right, Billy?
Yeah, and the cell's always on.
Yep.
But I'm trying not to schedule anything that involve me for that meeting.
We could get all those in probably, right, Billy?
Well, that's another reason for pushing. You know, if these folks weren't pushing for the 21st, I would basically have gone to the second meeting in July. But obviously, the real estate market is driving these to happen sooner than later.
Right.
So
I won't be around time either, actually, Billy. I'll be around by Zoom or phone, but not in person. So.
Yeah, I guess in theory I could be around by Zoom.
Yeah.
Are you saying on the 5th, Bobby, you're going to be away?
No, in July, the end of July, I won't be around, Paul.
Okay.
What he said. Right. Yeah.
Just let us know the actual dates, that's all.
Yeah, usually it's the 4th, but I moved it out this year. A little change in pace, you know?
Okay.
Too crowded in July 4th. So, yes, I'll let you know, Paul, any details.
Yep.
Hey.
Paul, I don't know if we just want to briefly mention to the board our inspection at Northbrook Village.
Yes, we do, because I was just going to bring that up.
Yeah.
Oh, good. Yep.
I got a request from Bob Blair, Northbrook 1. There's a tenant who believes that there's an air quality issue in her apartment, or her residence, I should say. Fire department has been there. The heating company has been there. They've done all their inspections and have come up with nothing. Bill and I met Bob Blair there, and we also really didn't see anything. The tenant is insistent that her breathable air is somehow contaminated. She's scheduled for a lung X-ray, and she's very dissatisfied. She's convinced that there's an issue, and nobody is responding to it, although all testing that's been done so far has come up with no indication of issues. Have received since we talked, Bill, I did receive an email requesting a response from us.
Yep.
So we'll work on that. The tenant.
How many unit building is this?
What's that?
Two.
It's a 2-unit building. Yeah. Is there any issue with the other one? No.
That tenant had concerns. Didn't seem as adamant, but it does feel that there's an issue.
Right. Yep. Just checking.
And Paul, after we spoke today, I began to kind of jot down some ideas. So we'll get together and draft something.
Sure. All right. That would be good. I mean, it's forced hot water heat. The boiler is in a separate room. The chimney's been inspected. So with a forced hot water system, there's nothing being put into the air in the system other than dust and dirt that accumulates on the slant fin baseboard. You know, so, and Northborough Oil has checked out the equipment thoroughly, and they said it's all operating fine. So we're just kind of in a situation where, we, you know, somebody has their mind made up and don't know what the answer is. The protocols have been going, you know, have been being dealt with properly. So we need to respond to Northbrook 1 with a letter because this tenant has stated publicly that she's going to escalate the situation, whatever that means. So we're just dealing with paperwork.
And we're doing our job, right, Paul?
Yeah, I mean, we showed up and did an inspection, so all you can ask for.
Yeah. I had one question. Tobacco permits all getting squared away. I know it got a little messy there, but everybody's okay now.
We have one outstanding at the Berlin General Store. The owner, we had sent them just a general letter, and last meeting we discussed sending a certified letter, but since then the owner has reached out. We've emailed them the application. It hasn't come back yet, but I did get an email this morning indicating that it's in the mail. So hopefully by next meeting we'll have that squared away, and that would be the last one.
Terrific. Yeah, great.
Did the check arrive for Berlin Liquors or the Sennies?
Not yet.
Well, they said they were going to put it in the mail Monday the latest, so we'll give it
Well, I can tell you the mail was messed up. Not sticking up for anybody, but I can tell you the mail now, I don't know where it goes and comes back, but I can tell you it takes some time sometimes. I don't know what it is, but.
Donna?
Yep.
I'm not trying to stick up for anybody.
Did you say that we had received 3 fines already, the tobacco fines?
Yes.
Because Joan had asked me if all 4 had paid, and I think you had told me at least 3 had come in, but we were still waiting for the last one.
Yeah, and I did send her the email too.
Okay, good.
And then I think she followed up with Senny. He misunderstood how many days he had to pay.
Yep.
So,
that's what
we should be seeing it soon.
Yeah.
Checks in the mail.
Yeah, maybe.
There you
Check
go.
is in the mail. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep.
And I have something. I think we all received an email, actually the DEP, regarding the mattress waistband.
Yes, I saw that, Sue. Yeah.
Everybody should, November 1st is going to sneak up on us really fast. We're all going to enjoy our summer. So we should start reading through that so that we can be knowledgeable on how we deal with these mattresses. And, people are going to ask us, are we going to take their mattresses off their car or truck and put them in the trailer? Do they have to do it? What's the liabilities?
Okay. Yeah.
So we need to start really thinking about this because we're going to have it implemented in a few months.
So we'll put it on next meeting's agenda, Sue, to start it, correct?
Okay.
Right.
I'm just giving you all time to read it.
No, I agree totally, hon. Yep.
Oh, and last but not least, Paul, did you get a chance to look at that order that came through from Clinton Offset?
Oh, yeah. I showed
They're
him.
good.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
And
Yeah, not acceptable.
No.
And what should we do? I mean, it just kind of breaks my heart to go back to Joe Senior.
Yeah.
I know, but this is where the rubber hits the road, and it's kind of like this is business. We need if those receipts aren't printed properly, then it's a nightmare for Donna, particularly Donna and the rest of us. And it just too many potential issues if it's not done correctly.
Okay.
Yeah,
so
because
we're going to have to, go out of our normal routine, and it's going to cost more, and also, as I'm not sure Bobby's aware, but we are now getting a fuel surcharge from BP, which is fairly noticeable.
I could see that coming. I knew they were coming, Paul. I'm not sure what it is, but yes.
Yeah, it's not surprising. I haven't had a conversation with them yet. I want to find out just how they're calculating it, not right or wrong. I just want to know their thought process. Diesel is what, $6-7 a gallon, and
it's getting crazy. Everything is. You can't budget. That's the issue. Yep.
And those trucks get maybe 5 miles to the gallon. So,
yeah. So it might be a supplement we have to put in or something, Paul, towards fuel, which we never really.
I'm gonna give FinCom a heads up that we'll be knocking on their door later on this year.
Yep. Okay.
Does anybody have anything else?
Billy, anything pressing with you,
Nope.
Billy? Or no?
I did forward that email, Sue, to Jim Gareffi about ordering the other kits, because I think you just replied to like the Board of Health and Paul, so I forwarded it to him. Good. So hopefully we get extra kits. So, because the ones we have are going to expire July 10th.
But
no kidding! I didn't realize that, Donna. Thank you.
The kits that we have, the CDC has now said that they're good for 3 months past their expiration date.
Oh, good.
Okay,
good.
That's good to know.
Very good. Yeah.
I go up every night and read all that dumb stuff.
Oh, that's terrific.
You're a good girl. And that email that lady sent Mary, I left at 1 and I hadn't seen it, or I would have forwarded it to you guys. So
that's okay. They got to learn that we're not sitting there just waiting for them to email us something.
Nope. And if she'd done it before 1, we would have known, but that's okay. It is what it is.
Okay.
I'd like to make a motion to adjourn this meeting.
I will second that. If everybody's okay with that.
All in favor, Sue?
Aye.
Bobby?
Aye.
Paul, aye as well. Meeting is adjourned. I have 8:25.